You want that green card, boy? Wipe. Get to wiping. She's either nodding off or just having like an absent seizure on camera. It's very, because her eyes, like you can tell, like right here, you can see her eyes roll back into her head. So that's not normal. That's not even like nodding off. That's like weird. Hard cut, fat people. Woo! This is Amberlynn Reed's newest girlfriend, and people did some digging into her. Who is this mysterious pooner-looking woman? What is she up to? The answer is she's feeding people to death. Amberlynn's new girlfriend found out that her last relationship was with a super morbidly obese woman who is so super morbidly obese. She showed up on Dr. Oz's show to talk about being over 900 pounds. She died. This woman is dead. Amberlynn's girlfriend's ex-girlfriend was a 1,050-pound woman who died from obesity-related complications while in a relationship with her. And now, Amberlynn, it's time to pay many, many pounds of flesh. Do you want love? Do you want acceptance? Unconditional love and acceptance? Then you gotta eat the orange chicken. This is Amberlynn's girlfriend's ex.
I'm addicted to food. I'm addicted to eating. I can't lay next to him and whisper with him and have those quiet nighttime talks because I'm across the bed. Derek does so much for me.
You want that green card, boy? Wipe. Get to wiping.
And there's certain things that you just want to be able to do for yourself. And when you can't stand long enough to take a shower by yourself or to even take a normal shower anymore, it's so humiliating.
Funny. Isn't that suck? That's Amberlynn's future. Except instead of a black man, it will be the pooner. This guy called Fat Guy Across America has died from being fat. He was 567 pounds, and he was unable to lose the weight, and he has died. So, what's interesting about this is not that he's dead. I feature this, and then I thought, I'm going to read this post, and this is a very, very old post, but it's still really funny. Like, I don't know who wrote this. It was probably Sneasel or something. It's a very funny actual post. Unfortunately, the image embeds are all broken. But basically what happened is that his wife left him. So he went on Reddit and he said, like, I'm going to lose all this weight. I'm going to bicycle across America to lose weight. And I'm going to lose it. I'm going to get healthy. And I'm going to win back the love of my wife who left me. And it was all like this fucking fraud. It wasn't like fraud from like the get-go. But the way that it was orchestrated was like in the sloppiest, shittiest, most lolcow way possible. Basically what he did is he rode his bike starting in Massachusetts. And he didn't get very far. So he would ride his bike to the next town and then stay there for like a week. So he crowdfunded like $15,000 off Reddit to do this. Started his trip, and then he was originally going to camp and bicycle and then vlog the entire thing and make money back doing that. And that's what people were investing for, was to get this vlog channel. But he would bicycle a little bit, get to the next town, and then immediately rent out a hotel for like a week. And then instead of like vlogging his camping on like the side of the road or whatever he was hoping to accomplish, he started vlogging himself going to restaurants, and he would order all his food, and then he would lie about it and then be like, he would show himself eating like healthy food while on camera, and then someone literally just called the restaurant, and because he had like a Reddit troll channel or something dedicated to him, and they called the restaurant that he was at. I was like, hey, did this big fat fuck on a bicycle come by? Did he order a bunch of shit? And one of the restaurants just said, yeah, he ordered like 8 different things, and he sat there and he ate it all. And then when he got called out on this, he said, like, actually, I did order 8 things, but I only ate a little bit of everything, and then I threw away the rest Wrong again, stalker. So he was just constantly perpetuating this bullshit narrative that he was actually bicycling to lose weight when he was like doing like a bicycle binge eating tour, and all of his healthy vlogging videos were just mukbangs. and then they found out that his wife that left him, and I guess he didn't show off what she looked like. People just kind of assumed that she was probably like a young, like fit, attractive woman. She was like a giant fat bitch, just like him. And she had already gotten re-engaged to a different man, but she was like an insane person. So she didn't even tell this guy who she was engaged with that she was still married. They never finalized their divorce. So she was engaged while still being married to the fat guy. And then she found out that he had like this viral cult following, and wanted in on that. So she did get back with him early, and they were just fat and ate food together. And then I guess all their shit petered out, and he stopped doing the "I'm bicycling across America" thing eventually. And then he died. He died from being a giant fat ass. That's a great story, actually. I would really recommend this OP to you. It's Fat Guy Across America. It is now in the locales of history because he is dead. It's like the opposite story of Forrest Gump. And just saying that makes me laugh because it's like he was after this girl, and then he went to the military and was very successful and did this jogging thing that got all this attention, and the girls saw him and they got together and had kids. This is like the opposite of that. Like he already had the girl and was just super fat, and then lied about bicycling, and then they got together anyways, and then he died. So literally the exact fucking opposite of Forrest Gump. Did his fat wife eat him? Maybe if they were locked into the room together, maybe she ate him like cats do. I can't guess too much though. That's it. Keeping on the fat guy dying trend, we have Chantal. I have to warn you, this is very shocking. Let's take a look.
There will be if I'm walking by a music area, I just have to remember to mute it. Okay, I got a shower.
So, I think in medical language, that's what's called an absence seizure. It's hard to tell. She just kind of like passes out and then wakes up as if nothing happened. I should give you some explanation about what's happened with Chantal. I haven't spoken about her very much in the last year because her current Arab bullshit arc is the most boring fucking thing in the entire fucking world. She was much funnier when she was fat and sassy and getting into white trash fights and doing meth. But we can't have what we want forever, chat. So here's the rundown with Chantal. She is currently living in Kuwait with her husband, Salah. Salah is Syrian. She is Canadian. And Kuwait has this very weird thing where it's like the majority of people living in Kuwait are neither residents nor citizens. It's like a workforce of slave labor. And very few people are actually Kuwaiti. So Salah, being Syrian, despite living there his like entire life, is not a Kuwaiti national. And therefore, even though they're married, he can't give her citizenship or residency. Because he's not really a citizen himself. So they have gotten married because otherwise they figure that she must be married because when you give out rental agreements in Kuwait, there are laws against letting an unmarried man and woman live together that are not related. So the apartment would be forced to ask for them to show him documentation that they are married so that under Quranic law they can live together. But them being married does not give her automatic residency. While she has lived in Kuwait, she has developed full-blown diabetes, and she takes both a pill and an injection to manage her blood sugar and insulin. She has flown back to Canada several times because she does not have health care in Kuwait, but has free health care in Canada. So she does, I suppose it's cheaper for her just to fly back for emergencies and shit than it is to deal with the Kuwaiti medical system. Right now, she is in Thailand. She's in Thailand by herself. Her husband is not with her. There is some question as to why. It is believed that she is staying 90 days in Thailand so that she can return to Kuwait and renew her visa for another 180 days or however the fuck that works. Salah probably did not come because he has to work, and it would cost too much to house him in Thailand. Anyways, she basically sits inside this Thai hotel for all day, every day, and then very occasionally gets out, gets into a weird Thai taxi cab, and then takes like footage of the town as they drive around. And then she eats something and records it, and then they dump her back at her hotel. And that's basically it. So her diabetes is definitely not managed. She eats tons and tons of delicious fried shit all the fucking time. In Kuwait, she eats like this rice stuff that you eat with your hand. She just like scoops a family-sized portion of fried rice into her mouth. And then she goes to Thailand and she eats all sorts of fried shit and more rice and more noodles. And she is probably going to die, like, very soon. She has almost completely unmanaged diabetes. She doesn't seem to show any interest in managing her weight. She is fatter than ever. Like, it's hard to tell because she's wearing that chin Spanx. I assume that the reason why Arab women are so devoted to their hijabs nowadays is that they're all fat as fuck in Arab countries, and it's beneficial for them to have something that can keep their fucking chins in check. So, she wears what they call the chin Spanx, and her burqa or whatever is just like a tent. She's definitely fatter than she's ever fucking been, and it's unfathomable now that she's having like obvious. She's either nodding off or just having like an absent seizure on camera. It's very because her eyes, like you can tell, like right here, you can see her eyes roll back into her head. So that's not normal. That's not even like nodding off. That's like weird. So, yeah, she's going to get on her bicycle one day, pretty fucking soon. Science will keep her alive. Well, thank you, Canadian taxpayer. Can everybody in chat spam clap emojis for the Canadian taxpayers? You're going to be keeping her alive for another 2 decades, maybe. It'll be very expensive, but give it up. We got entertainment here on the behest of the Canadian taxpayers. Thank you. Thanks, Justo. Big shout outs to PPP and Andy Worski, bankrolling Chantal into the future. Make sure you super check Keno Casino. A portion of all proceeds goes to Chantal's fat fucking ass and diabetes medication. Excellent. I think we all need a mental health break after listening to that whine-a-thon chat. How about some Amberlynne? Yeah, that's right, boys. Our favorite.
Hi guys, I look like crap because I feel like crap. I really don't even know what to say, but like, you guys don't know the full story at all, and I think that's like the hardest part of this whole thing is like there is a big part of this story missing, but I'm never going to sit there and talk about other people's personal things because that's not me, that's not who I am. But because
I'll be merciful and I will summarize this video. Last stream I talked about how Amberlynne's new girlfriend, new wifey, was a known feeder whose last girlfriend died of eating herself to death. And she had glommed on to Amberlynne Reed, and it looked like that the process was about to repeat itself. This Tuesday, or it was the day before Tuesday, whenever this video was made, she comes out and she says, it's over. We've broken up. And apparently she already has another girlfriend lined up. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. Like, here's the thing about Amberlynne is that she is never single. She's just constantly like cycling through all these disposable wipies. Lesbian dating, if you're like a true like romantic lesbian, I don't know if such a thing exists, but I must imagine that lesbian dating is the most horrific experience that a person could ever go through, because it's like you have these fast-moving, non-committal relationships where you're like in and out in no time at all. These weird sexless relationships that never end, and then tons and tons of. I'm just thinking, like, God, if you're like if you got like super mega'd and you're like trying to stay away from men and hit it off with a lady as a lady, your prospects in the dating scene must be fucking grim. Must be the worst assortment of people you could possibly fucking imagine. Just a thought. I don't want to play all this. She's fat. It's on Saturday, by the way. It's already over. She says that it was Emily's mental health. So Emily realized that she was super mega doxxed because of associating with Amberlynne. She's like, fuck it, I'll just feed somebody else to death. There's 10 million lesbian fat blobs out there I can feed to absolute decay. I'll just do that. 1,000-pound sister star arrested at Alamos Safari Park in Crockett County, Tennessee. According to the Post, the Crockett County Sheriff's Department Facebook page, deputies were requested to respond to Safari Park off of Highway 412 Monday, where a guest was allegedly bitten by a camel. Upon arrival, investigators say they smelled suspicious odors coming from the guest's vehicle. According to the Post, Amy Slayton, one of the reality TV stars of 1,000-Pound Sisters, was arrested on charge of illegal possession of a Schedule 1, what investigators believe to be illegal mushrooms, illegal possession of Schedule 4, which according to investigators is believed to be marijuana, and 2 counts of child endangerment. Investigators said the alleged illegal substances will be sent off for testing. According to the Post, Brian Scott Lavorne was also in the vehicle as well and is facing the same charges. In terms of justice in Crockett County, it really doesn't matter who you are or where you're from. This alleged illegal activity will be prosecuted in our court system. They have been booked. So here is literally what it sounds like to me. Amy brought her kids. From what I remember, she has 2 children now, to a zoo. High on mushrooms. This is my pet theory. She then decided maybe we should feed the camels psychedelic mushrooms. So she jumped the fence with her boyfriend and the 2 kids and attempted to feed the camel psychedelic mushrooms. The camel was like, "Yeah, trick, yeah," and bit her because it did not want to eat psychedelic mushrooms. She then reeled. At this point, zoo staff had noticed that the perimeter had been breached and that a family of 4 was attempting to feed their camels psychedelic mushrooms. So they then called the police. They retreated from the enclosure, were probably tied up by security, not literally, but just like stopped, and then arrested. When they realized that they had both drugs and had entered a exhibit with children, they charged them with possession and also child endangerment. This, chat, is my theory. She jumped the fence. I mean, it's just a fence. It's just a little fence to keep the camel in. Not that hard. Jumping from one old soundbite to another, we have Amberlynne. So this is an explanation of Amberlynne's love triangle. So Amberlynne is currently with Emily, who goes by Tommy because she's a pooner feeder. It's Amber's current girlfriend, allegedly a feeder. It's not really alleged. She's definitely a fucking feeder, I'm pretty sure. Has a dead fat ex, just as evidence to the above point. She literally went on Dr. Phil or Murray or something and talked about how she was feeding her ex-girlfriend to death. And used to make feeder content with that fat ex. And then there's Alexis, Amber's ex-best friend. Stopped being Amber's friend because she doesn't agree with Amber's relationship with Emily. Leaked the fact that Amber filmed sexy cookie eating video for Erica, among others. And that one leaked, I think, where she's like trying to eat a cookie really like seductively. And says that Amberlynne led her on and told her she was in love with her while dating Erica. And then we'll cycle back to Erica. This pooner looking guy, whammon, named Valentine, is like her secret name. Amber's ex-girlfriend, she dated after breaking up with Wipey, who is the black woman from Kentucky. The relationship overlaps with Amber's relationships with Emily. And this is the real kicker. She was cheating on her wife, Brittany, with Amberlynn while claiming to be in an open marriage. Then Amberlynn knew that Valentine was in a relationship, but Erica had told Amberlynn that it was an open relationship, so it's okay. But it wasn't. When Brittany found out, who was the wife of Erica, wife in a government sense, not in a meaningful sense, did a live stream where she has seen Amber's nudes. So there's a threat that one day Amberlynn nudes will drop. Shout out Anime Sex Cope and Sneed, who I have had to ban from the beauty parlor because he was thirst posting in both Amberlynn and Chantal's threads, which is just completely against the rules of that board. Said her privates were covered in boils, which is disgusting. And then there's one other special mention here at this exact timestamp.
Toilet paper story. The toilet paper helper was used to hold things when little limbs can't reach.
She implies in this video that there's a special stick that Amberlynn Reed uses to wipe her ass because she's unable to reach around and wipe her own ass. However, there's a secondary hole near her ass which she may wish to reach but is unable to because she is so fat. So she then has a stick that is dual purpose dildo holder and ass wiper that she uses to masturbate. That is the big revelation. Someone listened through this, well, the forum did, listen through 2 hours of this bullshit from the scorned ex of an ex to bring us the hot goss that Amberlynn's poop and dildo stick is the one and the same. That is the Amberlynn update. I hope you now feel informed, chat. I did not need to know that. Too bad. Okay, very brief update. Amberlynn Reed was being driven by her crackhead mother and her husband, or boyfriend or whatever, from where she was to where her new girlfriend is. And as soon as she got there, there was local news in Oshkosh about a foul smell on city's south side, leaving residents and officials stumped. So Amberlynn just kind of blew through the town, and everyone's like, oh my god, that bitch stinks. And they can't just, it's the polite society there, so they can't say that fat bitch was what stank. She's probably moving in, because Amberlynn does this, she's a U-Haul lesbian, so she meets somebody, and then within like a month, they're moving in, and they're soulmates, and this was the best relationship they've ever had. Like, it's like a really fast-burning flame with her. And people are suspecting that she's lying about not moving in because she's taking her pets with her. So she had cages for her cat and her dog, and she drove, like, I think it was a 14-hour drive to get back home, or to get to her new girlfriend's place. And I think that this is Salami. It's like a pooner or a non-binary. And she's the one that fed somebody to death. Like, her previous girlfriend was a super fat woman that was on television and died from being overweight. So chances are Amberlynn is about to this is going to be her last girlfriend. She's about to get fed. I wish her luck on this.